Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to Burning Questions. Another great edition. Look at the cast of characters we've got today. Now, I'm not saying this lightly because it is important, but it is Are You OK Day. Andy, you've had a rough year. You've been ill. You've been on your back. You thought you were going to do. Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks, Jay Bond, and thanks for asking.
Nathan, I'd imagine you're okay. You might not have been okay about this time last year, but you're back driving Group 1 with us. I would imagine you're okay, but if you're not, let me know.
Oh, thanks, Jay Bond.
And Molesy seems like he's more than okay all the time, but we know that's a facade sometimes. Is that smile that's constantly on your face, is that a facade, or are you really okay, Molesy?
Well, I'm okay because I'm the only one sitting by the heater. The other two boys are in the car and you're stuck in the studio. I've got the heater burner in front of me. I'm better than okay.
Don't worry, there's plenty of heating in this studio. It's like 47 degrees. It's tropical in here all the time. Right, let's get stuck into burning questions. We do it all for hip, pocket, workwear and safety. They've got you covered for everything you want. Not watch. I don't think they do watches, but everything else. Protective equipment, glasses, coats, jackets, pants, anything you want. Hip, pocket, workwear and safety at hippocketworkwear.com. Right, let's get stuck into it. Burning questions. Does his reputation mean that Coppy gets the front, or will aggressive front row plays advantage Honolulu Bay? Nathan, Jack, you were so confident with Lochinvar Art. Declared him a moral a few weeks back. He didn't win. You've jumped off to copy that. Are you declaring him a moral this week?
No, I don't want to make a goose of myself twice, Jay Bond, but he's a great horse, copy that, and it's a strong field, but I think his class will prevail.
Where do you think you'll be? Do you think you'll find the front or not?
Oh, I think so eventually. I just don't know at what cost. But that's probably Andy's got more say in that than me early. But I think the Torrid Saint will probably get across Andy's.
From my couple of meetings with Ray Green, he's a man of few words. Any questions? I don't know how much he's told you. Is he very happy with copy that?
Oh, I've had to go through the back door because sort of Ray doesn't say much either. But I think. I think they're pretty happy with him.
I don't know who was there at the back door when you knocked, but anyway, I'm glad you found some sort of entry. Andy, are you going to be a problem here? I just think we've met Jack Law. He's just going to attack with Torrid Saint. Don't get into a war early. It's just going to hurt everyone.
Well, we didn't get a war with him last week and he handed it straight up. So that was Jack's fault. So this week he's going to have to earn it if he wants to get across. Hand up, give up, as they say, and going forward, if you hand up once, everyone comes looking for the lead. So, Kate will be doing the best with Tango to come out the gate as quick as he can. Last week was the first time he's run the gate for a long time, so I think he'll be sharper coming out the gate this time. If we can lead, we're happy to lead. I've never really seen Copy that have really good gate speed throughout his career, but, he's a quality horse. He's won a New Zealand Cup. He's pushing towards $1 million, so we know how good he is, and Ray's a great trainer. An average driver for him this week, unfortunately, but he'd be definitely he'd be hard to beat, and so will Honolulu Bay. But it's going to come at a cost that first quarter if whoever wants to hold up, I'd say.
So I still didn't get to the bottom of that. If you win that early war against Torrid Saint, and you will if you want to, what are you doing from there?
Well, we want to hold the lead.
Nathan doesn't want you to.
Hey, Jay Bond.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but just then I had to cut you off momentarily because Ray Green was actually ringing me.
Could you, while we're on burning questions, say, sorry, mate, can't talk right now, but text me instructions?
I don't know if he'll be able to text, but anyway, I'll just have to keep that to myself, I think.
You shouldn't be so disrespectful to the bloke. Anyway, I don't know if you'll be able to text. Molesy, would you ever do that? That's if somebody messaged you and said, I don't know if you'll be able to text, you just take them off straight away, surely.
There's a choice between you and Ray Green, Jay Bond. Ray Green wins every day of the week.
Who's going to win this race, do you think, Molesy?
Copy that, and Ray, they do a great job, but he'll leave a little bit in the tank for a couple of weeks. I think Honolulu Bay's at the top of his game. He's not going to be that far away. He's going to get a good run through. I think it might be his week this week, but Copy that will definitely be better for the run, I would have thought.
I reckon, now Andy's a much smarter human being than I am, but I reckon the Torrid Saint wouldn't be holding up, would be leading if he found the front again. And I reckon Tango Tara would have a better chance of winning from behind the leader. I do think Honolulu Bay will win the race. Right, question 2. Nathan, again, why are you getting a text going? And another call. Is Pediante back to where she leads and they can't cope, or is she just inferior to Rising Star Just Hope? Where are you at?
Yeah, I've only had the one trial, but I'm pretty forward still. But I don't want to get into a war with her this week, that's for sure. I was sort of pretty disappointed when Enchanted Stride was scratched because I thought it was a big drop in grade for her. And I thought it probably would have made it a lot easier for me, but it's going to make it a lot harder for me now, I think.
So what do you do? Is it a single file thing and you just pop out at the 600 situation?
Oh, I probably won't do that. I want it to let it get it too easy, but at the same time, I won't be up hemming it. I'd sort of be happy to sit outside her, but think that probably the longer distance will probably suit my filly more so than Pedalante. But like I say, I don't want to go to war this week with the Oaks on in a couple of weeks. So I'll be out there to win the race, but I'm not going to be out there to kill her, that's for sure.
He says he's out there to win the race. Sounded like a quarter concession to me, to be honest, Miles. It would have been better if yours was in the race, but Enchanted Stride, who I actually tipped on top, she's found another way to miss out on a big opportunity.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she got a clot in the eye yesterday doing track work, J-Bomb. We've had to pull her out. So she woke up this morning with a ripping black eye that had a bit of an ulcer on it, so we had to treat it, which is very unfortunate because she's at the top of her game. Probably should have won last week if I pull out 100 metres later. She just died on a run about 20 yards from the line. So, unlucky little filly. But, I think Nath's probably hit the nail on the head here. Barrier draws are going to see him have to sit outside the other filly. And as he just said, there's bigger fish to fry. I think Pedalante gets the tick this week. So
I'm told you're an exceptional golfer. Don't you go out in the track and just fill in the divots a little bit? I mean, where's this clod going from? Don't you just go out there and just push in the divots on the track a little bit?
Yeah, it's just one of those 1,000,000 to 1 things, JB. It probably only happens once every 4 or 5 years, and probably happens more at the races than at home. Can't even remember it happening at home before. But I was driving her yesterday, and she got whacked in the head, and then this morning she had an ulcer on the eye.
She's flying. What are the targets for her?
Well, luckily enough, and to be a little controversial, Emilio's decided we're going to race her for another 12 months. Because he's pulled the pin on breeding from her and a lot of his mares because of the stallion tax. So if you want to get into a war about that sort of stuff, it's my gain because Emilio's decided not to breed anywhere near the 50 he bred last year, and I get to race her for another 12 months. So hopefully we can head her towards some of the big races and the Mares Triple Crown. But I'll let you, being the media star, go into those sort of political views.
Hey, Milesy, is there any chance that you wound Emilio up to make sure you got another 12 months? Oh, I tell you what, these people are disgusting what they've done to us. Let's race them all for another 2 years.
I don't have to wind him up. The other guy on the screen winds him up enough for me.
Andy, are we all in the same? Well, I'm not. I think Just Hope will still win, but everybody else is, well, Nathan's quarter conceding. Milesy's got Pediante on top. What are you doing?
Well, last time they clashed, I thought Just Hope might have been able to lead, and she went back at the start, then sat outside her and all but beat her. So, I don't know. I actually thought Nathan might chance his arm and see if he could cross it at the start, but obviously he said no. So, again, Pediante just seems to be getting better each start and working up pretty good. But as Nathan said, he's got bigger fish to fry, but she might be good enough to sit outside if the tempo's not too strong because she's got really good class, Just Hope, and, she's a great filly going forward. So I'll stick with Nate. I think he might get the job done.
Nate, even though you're a young man, you're of the old school. This is Burning Questions. This is a safe psychological zone. Don't lie to us. If you come out charging now, it hurts everybody. Is there a chance you'll do that?
Nah, not this week.
No. We'll keep an eye on that, boys. We're not witnesses. Burning Questions. Question 3. Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety are our sponsors. Have the draws ensured that Big Mufasa is the king? Or in his current mood, will Olivici simply win? We'll go to you first, Milesy.
Olivici simply wins. I think he's a star.
Is he as effective when he's won from various positions? Is he as effective when he's not in front?
Oh, well, no, of course he is. If the easiest way home's in front.
I'm the Mighty Quinn is.
But if he had found the front a bit more often, they would never have got past him. So, No, he's a star. Sealing has spent a lot of time educating this one, and he doesn't. I know he likes to make rare statements, but he's a rare horse, this one, and I think he's got a lot of big targets in sight, and I think he needs to keep winning on his way to try and get a ticket to Europe at some stage in his life.
I think Quinny tried to lead in the Victoria Cup once, and it certainly helped Andy Gath with Caribbean Blaster from memory. Right, Andy, thoughts here? I didn't know. I mean, that was a really bold, brazen, definitive answer from Molesy. Are you going to be as brazen?
Not quite as brazen, but there's no doubt what a great horse he is. But he keeps finding the front and sort of getting his own way, but his last quarters have been really fast and sort of done it well within himself. I still think he's definitely the one to beat. He has to overcome some hurdles inside the back row. It's half of Metro's first up, but he might be equally as good. And I wouldn't rule out Just Believe too first up. I think, he ran third in Dominion. So he's a quality horse and had to change the stable. So I think it gets down to those three. But it'll just be great to see Olivici, see if he can do it off the fence and see how good he is actually going.
Did you lose your Hugo Boss sponsorship to Molesy and you've had to sign a contract with Emporio Armani?
Yeah, that's it. Just through September, I got Emporio Armani. I'll probably be back to Hugo Boss in October.
Watch out, Molesy.
Oh, that's all right.
We're stripping you pretty quick.
Oh, no, I'll just go to St. Laurent.
They say there's no money in harness racing. Well, these boys. Nath, your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence a little bit, Javon. I potted one a few weeks ago and copped a lot of slack for it, and it got beat. But I don't know if he'll win this week, Chris's horse. I think they both might get beat. I don't know what by, but I'm not 100% sold on him yet. He's lazy and he keeps winning, but he keeps finding the front, and I want to see him do a bit of work and be too good for him first.
Well, I'm with Mufasa Metro, and I'm with Andy in a way. And Nate, I can Just Believe under the right circumstances can beat them both. I'm just thinking, Olivici's $11 to win the Inter-Dominion. God bless anybody that's got the money to be backing him to win the Inter-Dominion at $11. But I just think the barrier draws. Mufasa Metro finds the front, can run time. I'm going that way. Question 4, the final of the burning questions today. Will his handicap mean this is not Law's Day, or can he replicate the 16 efforts of Monbay? Jeez, I'll go into effort with these questions, Nath. Now, Monbay won off 25 meters back in 2016, but generally speaking these days, it's very hard to win off a handicap. Can he do it?
Yeah, I think he can, but it's going to depend what happens early. Lily's horse, Robbie Royale, begins fast. He'll probably lead, hand up to Zeus, then to 2700. I don't think is Zeus's cup of tea, but Greg's going to get round outside him at some stage if he can. And I think he'd be too good for him myself, but just depends on the traffic.
Zeus can't win, in your opinion. I mean, he's weaker than your grandmother Shandy, in your opinion. You told us that a couple of weeks back.
If he lets Greg go, then he can win, but if he holds the front, he can't win.
Andy, your thoughts on the Australasian Trotting Championship, a race that you've got a good connection with?
I think Aldebaran Zeus probably should let Half Horse Will Travel go rather than more winning chance. But
that's my map.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not my map.
Mary Law won this race last year when he drew barrier 1, and the horse off 10 metres that couldn't win it was Majeshuo. So he ran third in the race, got beat by, I think, a head. So it just shows how hard it is to win off a handicap. My horse is second up. He's probably a little bit playing first up. I think it'd be better this week. He sort of loves these conditions, standing start over distance. So, but to be a winning chance, he probably has to find the top where that happens. Aldebaran Zeus is a dangerous horse, but he does need cover, in my opinion. But yeah, I'd be risking Mary Law off to 10. I'm not sure who'll win, but I'll be risking him off to 10.
I think it's nearly impossible these days. Now, he might win the race. He's not the strongest Australasian Trotting Championship of all time, Molesy, but I'm of the opinion these days these standing starts, and I know you would actually kill 3 people and strangle them to get standing starts back and going, but it's very hard to win off handicaps in big races these days.
It is, but looking at the way the race is set up, Dave, Ronnie's a lot of horses on the back row out of the draw. He's actually going to have a little bit of clear air getting through, and the horses he follows out, Brandlow Prince is a good stand start, or Aldebaran Zeus goes away good. If Greg sets him up from, say, barrier 2 on the off the 10 metre line, he actually could be in front of 2/3 of these going to the first corner. If that's the case, he wins. It's one of those races where if you've got one of those accounts where you can bet in the run, that's probably not a bad little way of going about it.
We do this all for Tab and for Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety. You can't bet in the run. It's not possible, unfortunately, Mozzie. So if anybody can work out how to do it, outstanding. But I'm not sure they can. Hey, tell me your opinion of the 2-year-old filly in the third.
Very green, but we'll make it probably in about another 6 months. But she's pulling a little bit hard, so I put her in against the better ones to try and get her to drop the bit. So be very interesting to see how she measures up. But she's got some talent, yeah.
Who's the horse that gets pride of place behind your head for burning questions today, Milesy?
I've only got 3 photos up there. 2 of them are Witten, and one's Emerald Stride winning the Redwood. They're the only 3 photos I've got in the house.
We're Enchanted Stride can't get there because she's too unlucky. That's
she is.
Yeah. Milesy, your best on the program, please.
Well, I'm going to go out of school here, J-Bon. I'm going to give you one at Ballarat tomorrow night instead of Melton. There's a horse first up tomorrow night, the Holloway Classic, Captain Ravishing. It has been backed into $9 to win the Eureka next year. First up for the Emma Stewart camp.
It'll be winning. I don't know why, even being the confident, charismatic man that you are, you think you can change the rules for burning questions, but apparently you've just decided you will. And
I'm
so
the
I
boss.
have to cop it.
Did you not read? I'm the boss.
Only for a period of time. The sponsorship's going back to Andy very soon. We've heard that. Andy, your best on the card.
I'm going with pull the other leg, and I think Sam will be Ballarat tomorrow night.
Jeez. Are you boys okay still?
Why not?
Well, they're fighting over a lot. Sponsorships and...
I hope Andy's a great judge.
My best, Andy, I'm sorry, is pull the other leg as well. So that's 2.
Oh.
That's 1 tuck, 1 no tuck. That's 2 for pull the other leg. Nathan, Reginald, that's not your second name. Nathan, Jack, what is your best on the card?
Well, I like all shook up each way. He's getting me on the back and pull the other leg, and if he goes like he can, I think he'll run a really good race.
All
And I'm hoping that D Miles is a bad judge and Andy's a good judge. Ballarat.
That's more the case on often than not.
Yeah, we say no more, I think.
And I know A Green has a massive rap on that one. I know that.
Very hard.
Tell me quickly, Nathan, about it. I mean, you haven't got the call from Ray at the moment, but Argyle?
Yeah, well, you wrecked that, J-Bon. I've got no idea about it.
No text has come through?
No, not yet.
Have you checked WhatsApp?
I've got a couple of Snapchats. It might be him.
Ray Green on the snap. That would be a great feature of burning questions. Well done, Nathan. Well done, Andy. Well done, Milesy. Hopefully we found some winners.
Thanks very much, guys.
That's been burning questions. You can't bet in the run, by the way, team. You just can't. Don't even try. We're here for hip pocket workwear and safety. I reckon we found some winners. And if pull the other leg doesn't win, Andy and I won't be on next week. Au revoir.